How are we feeling? Philadelphia, how we feeling? Yo, that's level 10. How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? Yeah, so good to be home, baby. All right. Thank you to JR, Lauren, the whole corporate team for the privilege to be up here. Our team, Philadelphia, you guys make me look way better than I actually am. I'm really not that good, I promise you. And, I always said, God, please, if you help me become a success, I promise. Because in this 2022, you got to have to, play, to God be the glory, right? Hey, God's grace, His mercy, His love, His blessing, His friendship has been my secret weapon this whole time. I just said, Lord, just help me. I'll do my best. You guide the ship, steer it, whatever you want to do, just do it. I'm in your hands, right? So thank you, God, for this incredible opportunity. All right. Oh, I got my clicker. Thank you. All right, guys. Today is going to be locker room talk. Do we have the slides? Yeah. So we're ready for some locker room talk. Yeah? Is that okay? If you're ready to grow, say I in this section. If we're ready to grow, let me hear you say I. I was about to jump over here. Over here, if we're ready to grow, say I. Yeah, come on, you can't let them beat you. What? If you're ready to grow, let's hear it. If you're ready to grow, say it. Right here, if you're ready to grow, let me hear it. Come on, Philadelphia, show them how it's done. If you're ready to grow, say I. That's it. Hey, today's gonna be locker room talk. Is it cool if I'm real up here? Is it okay? Do I have to sugarcoat anything? Do I have to be soft? I can be real, right? All right, guys, so today's gonna be about locker room talk. We're gonna grow up here today. But first, I gotta take you back. I gotta take you all the way back to 2011 of May, right? I'm sitting in my dad's 1988 white Honda Civic, and we're going on delivery. Oh, it's getting me choked up, man. We're going on deliveries, right? He used to work at a pizza shop 7 days a week, open to close, 10 years straight, no holidays, no days off, no exaggeration, right? And, my hero in life, and he said something to me that really shook me that day, and I was just venting to him. I was complaining a little bit about school, a little about the job, a little about work, about life, and he said, and I expected some encouragement. Like your hero, right? You expect them to build you up, solve your problems or whatever, right? And he said something to me, and it really just shook me, and he looks over, because this is the only time I got to spend with him. He said, Kyoshita Vab, meaning, son, that's just life. That's just life. And I know some of you might be like, dude, that's get over yourself. You're so sensitive. Get over it, bro. Keep moving. But you got to understand where I'm coming from. I'm a first-generation Albanian immigrant, just like my parents, right? Their whole existence, their whole reason why, their whole purpose was totally who? Me, right? They uprooted their home. They left their family behind. They left their friends behind. They left their culture behind for me, totally because of me. And guess what? Albania, if you guys don't know, that Eastern Bloc, communist country in the 90s. They had no opportunity there. They said, we got to get out of here to go into the land of the free and the land of home, the best country on the planet, the United States of America. Right? What that meant for them, though, remember, they didn't have anyone here. It was just, I'm an only child, just the three of us. That meant a life of meagerness for them. So I could have the possibility of a life of abundance. So as I got older, guess what that meant? I can't let these sacrifices be in vain. Right, Ben? I can't let it be in vain. So what did I do? What was I told to do? My whole life, go to school, because if you have a good education, you get a good what? And if you have a good job, you make more what? Right, so I did that, right? I did exactly that. I was a senior in college. I was delivering pizza with my dad, knocking on doors and stuff, smiling at the kids and the dog, hoping for an extra $1 in tip, right? And at the same time, I had this little tax internship thing that would turn into a full-time job, right? And, as I'm doing this, when I heard, son, that's just life, I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I got really sad and broken, because I was like, damn, that's it? That's it? But then I got so pissed. Look at him. I got irritated. I got so mad. I'm like, D, are you kidding me? Are you on this path? Did you make all these sacrifices? Did your parents make all these sacrifices? Right? So that you could work, 40 hours a week for $40,000 a year for 40 years of your life, bro? No, absolutely not. That was my ID badge, Lauren. That was my ID badge, right? And I would get to work, and my manager would be like, "You look real happy to be here. I see it." I'm like, "Mm-hmm. I'm so happy," right? Right? Meanwhile, I'm praying at night. I'm like, "God, please help me. I can't live a life for the holidays. I don't want to live a life for the weekends. I don't want to do this. I'm in here. My coworkers are like, yay, it's Hump Wednesday today. Ooh, half off drinks at the bar. You coming for Sips Wednesday after work?" I'm like, "No." "Oh my God, it's Dress Down Friday. We get to wear jeans today. Yay." I'm like, what's wrong with these people? And then Monday came, we're in the elevator. Everyone's all awkward and quiet. "How's your weekend?" "Good." "How's your weekend?" "Good." 4 days until Friday. I'm like, yo, how do these people not realize they're part of society's little rat race giving you more and more cheese to keep you in the trap? Right? Locker room talk. Is it cool? I'm not, right? True talk, right? And I was like, I can't do it, right? And realizing that. So honestly, by the grace of God, an individual came up, gave me information on this business. No one had to convince me to do Market America. You know what he told me? "You're gonna get paid for the shopping that you do all the time for the rest of your life." So I got in the next day, 21 years old, $1,200. I mean, you gotta be a little not all there if you don't understand. It's not an opportunity, it's a financial miracle, right? The only thing, I just had to say, Mark, I was like, yo, this is real, right? Yeah. Bro, this is real, right? Yeah. Bro, I'm Albania, I'll kill you. This is real, right? He's like, yeah, man. So that was it. But you know what? I gotta be honest with you, right? I didn't take it serious my first year. Why? Because I was in college, I was knocking on them doors for tips, smiling, and there's something in the back of my head that said, well, maybe, D, the tax thing will grow. It'll be good. I'll go up, I'll work up the corporate ladder, sitting pretty on that 48 floor overlooking the skyline of Philly, big boss type moves, make a couple $100,000 a year. Life is good, right? Right? I didn't take it serious. You know what it came with? A big ego. You know what ego stands for? EGO, edging God out. The minute your ego goes up, guess what happens? Your bank balance goes down. If you can humble yourself and you put your ego down, guess what starts to happen? Your bank balance starts to go up. So I was in Market America, but Market America wasn't inside me until this event, right? This event, North Carolina, 2012. What did I see? Who did I see? Ordinary people come into this company, become extraordinary. People of different cultures, people of different backgrounds, 20 years at a time, 30 years today, 8 different countries, multi-billion-dollar industries, online retail sales industry, health and wellness industry, jewelry industry, skincare industry, beauty industry, 400 self-made millionaires. I rest my case. Do you see where I'm coming from? Right? And then I look at the founder, right? The CEO, JR, Lauren, the whole corporate team. JR goes on stage the 20th, crying his whole eyes out, recognizing his whole crew, talking about how they started together, talking about how they fought for one another, until this day, talking about being a servant leader, putting people first with the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And then my mentor, she goes on stage. She goes on stage that night. She's talking about her father's cancer, and how because of this company and the residual income that she built in it, was able to be day and night by his side. And him knowing that he was loved because of the time that she gave him, saying, hey, I'm so proud of you. Thank God you did what you did. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for what you built, right? You know what they had? They had this amazing thing called integrity. Isn't it amazing when your leaders have integrity? Yes or yes? Right? And you know what I had? I had belief. I knew I was gonna grow with this company. Because the only way you're gonna grow is if you let your past go, right? The only way you're gonna grow is if you have faith. Number one, faith in the company. Number two, you gotta have faith in God above, is my sole belief. And number three, faith in yourself, right? What does faith stand for? F-A-I-T-H. F-A-I-T-H, full assurance in the heart. You see, this is not a business of numbers. This is not a business of corporate. This is not a business of strategy. This is a business of people. You don't build business in this business. You build people, and people build in your business, and that comes from the heart. Right? So what does G stand for? G stands for my goal. I set my goal. My goal was very simple. I just wanted freedom. I just wanted to be financially free. That was it. Right? Here's what I understood about financial freedom. When I first started the business, I thought to be financially free, you had to be some sort of multimillionaire. Let me tell you what financial freedom actually is. If your monthly income is, if your monthly expenses are $5,000, and the first of every month you got $5,000 coming into your bank account, whether you roll out of bed or not, guess what? You're free. And I just wanted that for me and my parents so badly. So I got involved. I set my first goal. I was like, all right, D, $4,500 a month, $4,500 a month, because that meant full-time income. Then let's cap out the 001, supervising core, and cap out the 01, get it done. And now, FVP, because that means legacy. Legacy. So I got involved. I set my goal. The first thing, I set that goal. And you know what I did? You know what I'm doing? Here, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm following the Basic 5 system. I'm following the Master UFO system. What is system? S-Y-S-T-E-M. Save yourself serious time, energy, and money, right? But guess what happens? Guess what happens when you set your goal in Market America? The people that love you the most are going to discourage you, because before your greatest resistance is going to give you your greatest opportunity, right? So these people are going to resist. My best friend from high school, I'm like, yo, we're going to get rich. Yo, what do you got? I'm coming over, getting my little 19-something Honda Civic, drive over his house, run up the stairs, right? He's at the computer. I'm like, bro, check this out. What do you got? Got a piece of paper, smack it down. This is you, draw a circle. And he goes, bang, don't do this. I'm like, do what? Don't do this. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what it is. Right? He goes, I know what it is. My cousin's sister's uncle's girlfriend's dog sitter's catfish friend in the late 1900s did it and lost $50,000. I'm like, what happened? They signed up 1,000 times? What happened? Don't do this, D. Come on, be realistic. These things are too good to be true. It might not work. I said, that's okay. If you think it's unrealistic, I'll get paid. If you don't think it'll work, I'll get paid. If you join me, we'll both get paid. If you don't join me, I'ma still get paid. And then comes the relatives and the family relatives and the little communities you're a part of. I'm not gonna say who, I don't wanna call them out, but this person comes up to me, D, I see all your positive pictures on Facebook. You're going to these meetings and people in suits and doing all these positive stuff. What are you, in some kind of cult? I'm like, yeah, you didn't know. I'm part of the MA cult, C-U-L-T, creating unique lives together. Huh? And then comes the hardest of all. Let me see a hand right here. Does anyone have an emotional mother in the room or a strong-willed father? Let me see them hands. Put those hands together. That's my parents. My mom goes, what, D? What, D? Are you going around marketing all of America now? I said, Ma, it's called Market America. But much more supported now. My dad comes in, I'm eating my chicken for the gains, right? He's like, hey, kuyan, to plurat. I said, which ones? I thought you're kuyan, meaning, where are your powders at? Where are your powders? I said, which ones you want? The ones that make you young again. Where are they? Anti-aging, right? It's coming, Dad, it's coming. Don't worry. Listen, when you set your goal in Market America, right, you got to get focused, right? Focus, F-O-C-U-S, follow one course until success. So I close my left ear, I close my right ear, and all I see is FVP. All I see is FVP, and by the grace of God, I stand in front of you as FVP, whose back office still hasn't cut just yet, right? Because this is a business of hope, guys. We're leaders. Leaders are dealers in hope, H-O-P-E, helping other people earn, right? Right? Your objective in this business is very simple. It's to become free. Finish off the 001. That's your objective, right? Am I foaming at the mouth yet? I get excited. Right? It's finish off the 001. That's your objective. 4 aces on the left, 4 aces on the right, out of 7.8 billion people on the planet. Come on, right? 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 R stands for reality. What is reality? Reality is, you come into this business, you follow the Basic 5 system. You follow the Master UFO system, and you keep building. Listen, Market America offers a lot. You don't want to do everything in one go. The reality is you want to get to the point where your position, that leadership is justified through the pin of Master UFO, right? That is our system. That is our system. And listen, what do we got here? What do we got? Let me see. Uh-oh. You guys ready for it? You guys ready? Hold on, if I can pull it out. It's a tight one. I got it. Hold on. We got a little prop. You don't gotta be smart. Hold on. Hey, right? We follow the Master UFO system, right? That's it. That's it, right? So when you get started, let's see the little spin. Flavor Flav. You guys remember Flavor Flav? Yeah, boy. I never thought I would ever do that, right? But anyway, you start in this business, you start as an unfranchised owner. Your first objective in this business, guys, is to become a good customer manager. Get 10 customers, and then you start building your future. Then you move on to Master UFO. And with Master UFO, you rank up the whole thing, right? You go to coordinator, executive coordinator, master coordinator, professional coordinator, supervising coordinator, onto national supervising coordinator, onto director, and finally it happens, FVP, right? Build your business following good quality foundations, following the Master UFO system, right? So G stands for your goal, R stands for reality. Reality is you need patience, and it takes time. It takes time. Listen, you can't make a baby in a month by making 9 girls pregnant. You gotta wait, right? You gotta wait. You gotta wait 9 months. You gotta wait 9 months for the gift, huh? Right? Build your business on good quality foundations, right? 1 brick at a time, okay? O stands for your options. What were my options? Very silly. What were my options? Very simple. I asked my mother, how do you become successful? You listen to successful people. When you listen to successful people, you become? When you listen to broke people, you become? That's it. So I went up to my mentors. I was like, hey, I'm Dritan. I want to be successful. What do I got to do? They said, you got to do one thing. One thing, your only option is stay in the phase 1. That's it. I said, okay, what the heck does that mean? So guys, there's 4 phases in the business. Phase 1 is when you're doing the 4 fundamental P's. You have massive momentum. But what happens is some people get into a position and they become supervisors. Then your momentum gets down. And then they hit another position and they become managers. This is when you oversee your supervisors. And finally it happens, phase 4, right? You're in the blame phase. How does this go? You need to start blaming somebody. You need to blame somebody or something for why you're not succeeding. You blame the company, the comp plan, the products, your junior partner, your senior partner, your mother that's never loved you. You start blaming everything. And guess what happens? When you stay in the blame phase too long, guess what happens? You quit. Whenever you hang around with someone, doesn't matter if they're FVP, coordinator, EC, if they're blaming everything all the time, guess what? They're about to quit, and you just gotta know it. Every leader in this business understands one thing. Every leader in this business understands that everything is normal. It's normal for a lot of people to tell you this won't work. It's normal to have issues along the way. It's normal for people to get excited and do nothing. Everything is what? Everything is normal. And when you don't get up and down, up and down, up and down, and you stay constant, your team sees that and they're inspired by it. But if you're up and down, up and down, up and down, going through these phases, you're complaining all the time, your team's copying what you do. And I've seen a lot of people quit. Okay, no problem with it. The only thing I dislike a little itty bit is when they quit, they blame everything except themselves. I've had a lot of people tell me great reasons why they quit. But I promise you, I've had a lot of people who did not quit, who went through something hard and still succeeded. The only difference is they quit on themselves. And if you quit on yourself, that's your problem, but at least admit it. Why do I never get a message saying, D, I'm quitting Market America because I quit everything in my life. I quit my job, I quit my school, I quit my marriage, I quit my fitness, I quit my diet, I quit everything that I do. I'm happily looking forward to quitting many more things. Signed, broke, busted, and disgusted quitter. Never happens. Huh? Someone came up to him, D, I quit. I said, no, you can't quit. Why? Because you never started. You're what I call a non-starter. This is called network marketing, not work marketing. Do you remember the person that quits? Don't worry, no one does, because they don't build statues out of quitters and critics, so keep it moving, sis. Keep it moving, bruh. Right? Listen to me. Locker room talk, are we still good? Hey, I can ease up. Hey, I know I'm going hard. It was game day. Lauren told me it was game day. If you're okay, say I'm okay. If you're okay, say I'm okay. If you're okay, say I'm okay. All right, I'm just making sure. Great. So guys, honest to God, right? Think about it. If you're in any position outside of this, any stage, you have to return to phase one. 90% of your time spent in Market America needs to be talking to new customers or getting new prospects. If you're doing anything else, you're not in a leadership position that's gonna explode an organization. Right? But it's okay if you're going through these phases. It's normal to go through these phases. I go through these phases very quickly, sometimes multiple times a day. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, D, you are the man. You're going to crush it today. You're going to have a lot of customers and you're going to have new partners. But look at your website. It's so pretty. And I start analyzing the pretty website colors. And then I go to my back office and then I look at the reports. I'm like, these numbers can't be right. Refresh. The numbers aren't changing. How can I help you? How can I help you? What can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I help you? And then I start blaming everyone and everything as to why I'm not succeeding and the business isn't moving fast and I'm a big failure and I repeat the process many times in one day. Anyone else have done that before? Yeah, it's normal, guys. The only difference between the big leaders and everyone else is what? They realize when they're not in phase one, and when they're not, they return to phase one, right? So who here is ready to commit 90% of your time after leaving this event into phase one? Right? Your organizations are going to explode because if you want to define it by one word, and this is the word that scares everyone except they're too afraid to admit it, you know what it is? It's work. Right? It's work. Work is defined by the 4 fundamental P's of phase one. First fundamental P of phase one is personal recruitment. This is what we do in Market America every single day. You have a gift called Market America. Your objective is to invite people and show them the gift. That is it. We literally pass information, right? We collect decisions. We don't convince, we don't sell. We give people an opportunity to become free. And with that, you need posture. Market America is worth a gold, like $1 million gold brick, right? Gold brick worth millions of dollars. You don't have to take it and hit people over the head with that. You show them the gift. If they don't want it, you take it back. You move on, right? You need that type of mindset. You got to know inside your heart, inside your mind, inside your soul. You have something 1,000,000 times better than anyone you're talking about, no matter who you're talking to. Doesn't matter if they got a job. Doesn't matter if business, whatever industry they're in. I don't care. I don't need you. You need me. You're not the prize. I'm the freaking catch, right? And when you have that type of confidence, no matter what people tell you about this business, no matter what people tell you about Market America, no matter what people tell you about your abilities, you know inside you, you will make it, right? You know inside you, you will make it. So don't you dare beg anyone to get on that ark. You just keep building and let them know, yo, the rain's coming, right? Because the biggest illusion today is called what? Job security, yes? Right? Someone told me if you got a job, you're easily replaceable, easily by something younger, faster, cheaper, prettier, right? So you keep building, right? So that's the first fundamental. Second fundamental of phase one is personal customers. We get customers in this business. It's a customer acquisition business, right? The first customer that you do is yourself. Your home needs to be Market America home, right? Every single room in the house has to have Market America branded products. That's it. Why? Because it's a business of integrity. How I'm going to ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do, right? The second customer you need is everyone that says no to the opportunity. And the third customer, who do you know? Referrals. Who do you know? And when you're acquiring customers and when you're acquiring business partners, you need a certain type of mindset. The first mindset you need is that of a miner. What does a miner do? He's got his land and he digs. And he digs, and he digs, and he digs, and he digs. Imagine this. Everyone in this room, you have 8 gold pieces, 8 gold bricks worth millions of dollars in your backyard. Millions of dollars. How long do you keep digging for? If your back is hurting, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging, right? If your mom and dad are negative, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging. If your spouse is like, honey, you're on Zoom all the time, Mr. Zoom, Mrs. Zoom, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging. Right? If you're tired, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging. If your efforts aren't perfect and you're not getting immediate results, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging. Right? If everything is not going to plan, right? If everyone is upset around you because you're digging all the time, do you stop digging? No, you keep digging. The miner keeps digging and digging and digging until they find that one gold leader. And when they find that one gold leader, right, they keep digging again. But let me tell you something. Not all that glitters is gold. You have this thing called pyrite. It's called fool's gold. It looks like gold. It feels like gold. It smells like gold, but it's not gold. It's that next person in your team saying, D, I'm your leader. Next Sunday corn, they go missing. Where'd they go, right? No, the miner keeps taprooting and taprooting and taprooting until they find that one gold leader. And then when they find that gold leader, guess what they do? They keep digging and digging and digging and digging. The miner never stops digging, right? The second mindset you need is that of a fisherman. What does a fisherman do? Yeah, he goes into the ocean and he fishes. Market America is amazing, right? We got plenty of fishies in the sea. What is your ocean? It's the 8 countries we operate in, right? America, UK, Canada, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, right? And now Indonesia, and then where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Right? Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Japan, Albania, right? How vast is your ocean? And sometimes you catch that small fish, that's good. Right? You have OPC, a mocha gets sold, a few customer points. Sometimes you get that medium fish, an EC, but sometimes you get that big fish. It's your big leader, and then you go, boom. Right? The next mindset you need is that of a farmer. What does a farmer do? A farmer plants his seed, right? Looking for that one crop. Planting your seed is what we do in Market America every single day. Plant your seed. And guess what happens? Sometimes it gets hot. The seed will die. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the thorns will come in and what? Choke it out. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the weed will get your seed. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the birds, the freaking birds, get the seed. Doesn't matter. Your job is to keep planting the seed in Market America of every person that you know. And guess what happens? Right? Some crop will produce 30. Some crop will produce 60. And then some crop produces what? 100, right? So what's common between the farmer, the miner, and the fisherman, guys? They have patience and they have their tools. Right? We have incredible tools to do this business. Look at the company, what they provide for us, right? The unfranchised app, the trial size marketing app, the products, the brochures, right? The forms, the quizzes, all the learning center. Your job is to use the tools because the tools will add credibility to your business. I mean, if you're going to the ocean, right? If you're going to the ocean, at least take a bucket with you. Don't take a teaspoon. You look a little silly, right? So the next fundamental P is promoting events. Your business is built in events like this, right? Promote the next event to the next person every chance that you get on your team. What is an event? EVENTS, elevating vision, eliminating negative thoughts, right? It's impossible for you to be negative in an environment like this. You got to put people into the business. You get them here, and when you get them here, vision is implanted in them. Because events give you knowledge, knowledge gives you belief, belief gives you effort, and effort gives you the success that nobody else can give you except yourself. Right? And there's no one that plants vision like JR does at the international events. You got to get people to the next event every single chance that you get, right? And the last fundamental piece, personal development. I see a lot of people, very expensive suits, very expensive clothes, very expensive shoes, very expensive phones, very expensive handbags, very expensive watches, very expensive dinners, very expensive travels, but inside there's nothing, right? Your job is to be rich, not look rich, right? Every single day you need to develop the mind, the body, the soul. Every single day you need to develop books, audios. You have the unfranchised app. Field leaders and JR, 30 years, this man has built $1 billion company. He's given you access, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, for this information for free. All you got to do is listen from him, right? Because it's about commitment, doing the things that you said that you were going to do long after the mood has left you. Jim Rome, the OG, what did he say? You can't hire someone else to do your push-ups for you. My guy, Les Brown, if you do the things that are easy, your life's going to be hard. If you do the things that are hard, your life's going to be easy. You got to be hungry. Right? So as you're building the business, make sure you're putting phase one into play. 4 fundamental pieces, and to show you this in practice, right, we have incredible leaders. That's why I said they make me look way better than I actually am. They went across the country putting these in play. The first person I get to introduce up here to show that and to explain it is Mark Bernanke. This guy, 2 years in the business, made less than $200. Now professional coordinator, financial background, one of the best I've ever seen at it. Let's give it up, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mark.
All right, let's go Team Philadelphia. I'm super excited to share with you guys. Dee, thanks so much for the opportunity. If we could hit the next slide, please. But my name is Mark Bernanke while we get this going, and I have the opportunity to share with you guys how things went for the Dallas portion of our summer tour. And really the reason why we decided to do this as a team was essentially, to help grow relationships and build, existing leaders that really started over the last 2 years, especially during the Zoom era, right? There's nothing like that person-to-person touch. I want to give a huge shout out to Everett Stamper for hosting this. Let's give him a round of applause. As well as Master Coordinator Wallace Abuman for coming out as well to support the growth. And really, what it went down to was this, right? We flew out for the weekend. On Friday, we were there basically just to, build relationships, have a dinner, meet and greet. And then Saturday, right into RPAs, right? Like what Dritan was talking about. And how this was structured was pretty simple. We had 2 HBPs that were set up. You could see some of the pictures there where we were meeting with guests, showing the plan, sharing the products. And then throughout that entire process too, just meeting with people one-on-one. And that came through perhaps outside of those times. And some of the results that came from that, right, was great because we met with about 10 guests throughout that course of the time, developed a handful of customers, which was amazing. And most importantly, sold 3 tickets to this event. 1 actually resulted in a sponsorship, is here with us now. And also, shout out Arthur, and also helped Everett achieve Master UFO for the first time. So let's give him a round of applause once again. And we set an expectation, in terms of coming back within a 3 to 6 month period to build a team of 15 partners there, 2 which can present the business plan in full, requalifying for Master UFO, and most importantly, setting up a Sunday coring watch event, right, week in and week out. And the most important thing, shout out to Philadelphia, Dallas, is because once a meeting starts, the doors do not shut. We keep that going on and on. And to have the next person share, right, an amazing leader on our team for the Phoenix portion of our tour is someone that everybody knows and loves, right? She took her traditional business experience, right, and really elevated the standards of our team, right? And then from there, married that with, the ability to bring people together, build leadership around a common cause, and that's why she's growing like crazy. Let's give it up for Senior Master Coordinator Allison Abbott.
Thank you, Mark, for letting me share. Thank you, Team Philadelphia. I'm here to talk about the Philadelphia, Arizona leg of the summer tour. So the reason I went out to Arizona is because Elda Farinas decided to step into leadership. Elda is an incredible mother of 3. She's a devoted wife. She works full-time as a mortgage broker, and she helps her husband, Eddie, run their real estate business. And Elda actually said no to the business, but 8 months later, timing was right. She had her first in-person product party, May 2022. Less than a month later, she pushed herself way out of her comfort zone, invited 60 people for her first in-person business presentation at her home. Huge, tremendous shout out to Dritan Hodo, Richard Dwong, Lois Heffernan, and Andrea Mendoza for making the trip to come out to support. We kicked off the weekend with a family dinner, 20 people in attendance, partners and customers and potential partners. And we also had 2 business presentations on Saturday, both combined 30 people in attendance. And tremendous, so proud of all the ladies from Arizona, Marcy, Danielle, Nira, Ellie, and also Cassie, just bringing so much energy, bringing so many guests into the room. We had an amazing weekend. 6 international tickets sold, 2 launches coming out of that event with Jackie Farinas here in attendance with us at International Convention. And what are our action steps? Grow the area, 15 new partners by December 2022, 2 new plan presenters, and everyone hitting Master UFO, and most important, Philadelphia Sunday Coring in-person watch party, gathering in Elda's home every every single Sunday, because when a Flushadelphia event starts, we never close the doors on that event. So incredibly proud of Flushadelphia, Arizona for bringing the heat this summer. And with that, I have the absolute pleasure of bringing out this next presenter, someone who I'm so blessed to have proximity to, a pioneer of the Flushadelphia team, starting his business over 10 years ago. No money, no credibility, no business background, but had a huge, tremendous heart, right? Brett Portelli, supervising coordinator with Market America. You know him, you love him, someone who constantly leads with a servant's heart and always puts people first. Brett, take it away.
How we feeling? How we feeling? Awesome. How's everyone else feeling? Me too. I'm feeling great as well. Right, I'll keep this. Oh, thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Right? Thank you. Thank you. I'll keep this short, sweet, get to the point, right? So, hey, we're honored to be able to fly around the country and help a lot of people. It's an honor, right? So 2 reasons why we felt really honored and privileged to go to Chicago. First one's first, for everyone in the room, right? As a leader, you cannot lead where you will not go. Right? You cannot lead where you will not go. And number 2 is this. Dritan was talking about hope, talking about dreams, talking about giving back, helping people, seeing people better for what they could become, all these things. As a leader, you have to remember you're influencing the lives of other people who follow you. The trajectory of their life is getting altered based on the words that you say. So you have to do above and beyond what is expected as a leader. So we went out to Chicago. Brianna was amazing as a host. Can we give a round of applause for Brianna up there, right? So unbelievable. Showed up. Her passion was amazing. MA Audios the entire time in the car. Her heart and enthusiasm, her willingness to want to help more and more people. It was amazing. Literally, the day we got there, we literally flew in 8 a.m., got to the Starbucks. Apparently, it's a big Starbucks, right? We got to the top of the Starbucks, started booking out calls that night, had 6 guests come to the house. That morning, we had guests come at 9 a.m. We had people come at 11 a.m., people come at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. that day. We had 11 guests over the weekend, 6 partners here today. Dritan was there, SJL was there, Ken, Lydia, Victoria, all here today, all committing to hit Master UFO, all committing to hit 3 tickets today, not leaving this event without grabbing their 3 tickets. Most importantly, over the next 90 days, committing to have 15 new partners in that area, right? So putting in the work. And with all that being said, as everyone has said before, they have committed most importantly on Sundays, Flushadelphia coring, opening up the doors, coming together because people need in person. We need to get out of Zoom and in person again. This is why we do it. And when Flushadelphia opens a door, it never shuts down. We finish it to the end. They've committed to it. So shout out Flushadelphia, Chicago. And the next individual I have the honor and privilege to bring up, a running mate, a brother, a best friend. Like, this guy has literally, his heart, his integrity. One thing I admire about Richard, supervising coordinator today, is that he sees people for what they can become and is not willing, not afraid to tell people what they need to hear to level up. This guy is an absolute legend. Supervising coordinator, Richard DeWong.
Appreciate it, Brett. Wow. How's everybody doing? Awesome, guys. I had the absolute honor to be a part of Flushadelphia World Tour, Flushadelphia, Pittsburgh. Shout out to you guys out there. And it was incredible. I got to first and foremost say thank you so much to Jen Kiashko, right, Christina Pallett. These ladies hosted us out there, opened their homes up, invited their guests out, and it was just an incredible time. We expanded business, right? And the 2 reasons why I went out to that event was first and foremost, guys, if you want to have the heart of a leader that Dritan shared, you got to be willing to go out to these people in their local community face to face, right? We're out in Philadelphia, but we're going all over. And we made the trip out, got in the house, right? Talked about whys, goals, training, right? Shared that vision, and it was just incredible. You cannot do that on Zoom, what we create in person. And secondly, if you want to build a global business, you got to be willing to go global, right? So that's what it's all about, right? The mission of Market America, it's all together, and we're going from house to home, all over the country and the world. But guys, if you want to build a global business, you don't do it by yourself, right? And I can't think of anyone better than this guy right here, the most loyal guy I've ever worked with, right? He's been through every single up and down. It wasn't just a straight shot. Partners quitting, personal sacrifice, personal loss that he's dealt with, but always showed up for this team. And that is why he hit Senior Master Coordinator in less than a year and a half into his business, guys. Give it up for Bruno. He's going to give you the details of this.
I love those guys. Thank you so much, Richard. Honestly, not just for this opportunity to speak, but your mentorship and just never giving up on us. My name is Bruno, and I'm here to talk about Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. So huge shout out to Christina Pallet, Jen Kiashko, Ryan Slab. We went out there, and by all means, yes, we are traveling. We are building, but we don't go there for vacation. We went there to work. So as soon as we arrived, pen on paper, we started confirming guests. We started reconfirming guests. We made sure this event for Pittsburgh is going to blow it up. So from then on, day one, one of my favorite days, product party, right? We got to showcase our incredible products. So once again, huge shout out to Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, because they hosted that event. They absolutely crushed it, even for their first time. Absolutely incredible. And from there, our guests got an opportunity to try out our products. Moving on from there, we went to day one. Day one, where we have day two, we had 2 business presentations where we had our leaders come out to support. So huge shout out to Andrea Mendoza, Thomas Durnell, Mark Bernanke, and as well as Richard Duong and Dritan Hodo, who came out. We shared our story. We shared our business to those who came, who were looking, got a chance to connect, and as well talk about next steps. From there, it led to a ticket sale. It led to over $700 in retail profits, and it led to more and more growth in the Pittsburgh area. On our final day there, we closed down. We came together. We huddled together as a team. And we said, all right, what is our goal? What is our plan? And our goal is to grow our numbers in Pittsburgh from 15 to 100. And it all started by that weekly commitment, weekly corn, weekly watch events every single week to help us grow to 100. Because you had heard it before. When Philadelphia opens its doors, it never closes. Now, I have the wonderful opportunity to introduce this next gentleman from Pittsburgh to California. Some of you already know him. Professional coordinator, 20-stack Sean Gornick. Not only that, master UFO, multi-master UFO. A leading example in the Philadelphia culture. That's you, bro. That's for you. A leading example in Philadelphia culture, one of the youngest and fastest builders in our team, and continues to set that example. He truly understands that corporate lifestyle and living that rat race, now building a future and understanding how this business can truly help others.
Hey, appreciate that, Bruno. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. My name is Sean. As Bruno mentioned, thank you, Dritan, for the opportunity. Very grateful to share. So we actually flew out to Los Angeles from Philadelphia, and shout out Michelle Gratis. She started the business. She's less than a year in this business. She's a master UFO, and she actually flew out when she started her business from California all the way to our Mideast and Ocean City. True commitment. Really, really tearing it up right now. So we flew out, myself, Brett, Donna Recchione, and Dritan to LAX. And right when we arrived, it was a late Friday flight. We caught the sunset, riding up on Malibu, that whole boulevard there. And Michelle asked when we get to the airport, she says, hey, you guys must be so hungry. We're about an hour away from here. We can stop at In-N-Out on the way. They said, can you guys wait? We said, Michelle, we could definitely wait. We had Rastelli's pre-packed all the way to LAX from the finest farms in New Jersey, dining the whole weekend on Rastelli's. And right in the morning, a couple hours of sleep, Michelle getting in front of the room, practicing her 2-minute commercial, practicing her what is it, overcoming objections. You see here with the samples on hand, taking the finest Merlot to the finest kiwi, strawberry, aloe, all stocked up. And here's the power of these events. Tech, who's here tonight, he's from Delaware. He played football in California. Prior to this event, prospecting and building names and showing appointments, he actually had a guest plug in. Thomas was not even there, sold a ticket to this event here today. Some of the best in the business sharing the business in front of them. And we actually had 3 business overviews while we were there. We had one at 11 a.m., we had a 1 o'clock, and we had a 3 o'clock. And overall, it was 18 guests of the week, tickets sold. and we capped it off with a product party at the end. And this is Michelle's first product party. She saw the demo, she saw the fish oil. You know, we're doing the negative, we're doing the positive. It's you know, struggling to float a little bit, and just must be the West Coast tap water. This thing flies up in Philadelphia, right? So it's very, very successful product party, hundreds of dollars in sales, repeat orders. You see here other business partners there that plugged in, and then the night at the end here, just true coring at the end, really wrapping it up and setting those call to actions, right? We want to have 15 placements, 2 people being able to speak the words, draw out the business plan, and most importantly, hitting Master UFO and hosting a weekly coring. And when we open up that coring on Sunday, we do not close it down. So shout out to Philadelphia, California for representing and making it happen. Now, I have the honor to actually introduce our next partner here, who's actually the next leg of the tour, Steve John Louis. Steve, right now in the company, is one of the fastest business builders in the company. Chairman's Challenge winner, the first ever from our organization, which is incredible. But it did not always start that way. This guy struggled his first 2 years. He's a mechanical engineer working at the biggest aerospace company in the country, and he struggled 47 times showing the business plan. No. Finally, someone said yes, quit next day. Right? This guy is persistent, investing in personal development and leading by example. So it's an honor to bring up Steve.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. How's everybody doing? Thank you. But yeah, thank you so much for all that. If you want to get into everything real quick, honestly, why did we go? Why did we go out to the tour? It's really to be able to provide, you know, people with like the systems, the tools, like the vision of what it is that we did within the Philadelphia area, you know, at a distance. Why? Because at the end of the day, culture is caught. It's not taught. You have to be in person. You have to get out of the Zoom era. You have to be in a position in which now you can rub shoulders with the individuals, really grow, really develop, and really be able to sprout an organization. And how does that happen? That happens based off a big leader being able to create a decision, right? So shout out to Calvin Demetrius for hosting, you know, this event, for making a decision to actually literally sprout something. So at the Martin Luther King Center, he actually set everything up, you know, with the leadership, with Manushka DeHaty, Jeremiah Aska, Roberto Morales, so many other individuals who piled together and actually had an incredible event. Shout out to so many people who came out for really a lot of support all across the board. So we had the event. It was incredible. What did we do? We got together. We had 2 different business presentations. Everybody was speaking the words. Everybody was presenting. Everybody was having a good time. And then we went from 1 business presentation to 2, a product event. And we had that light bulb moment, right? Kevin will agree. A light bulb moment in which we saw the Calcium presentation and we had customers that were actually able to purchase the product. Number 1, a couple of different local tickets sold, as well as more so a recommitment, right? We decided that at the end of the day, we were going to double our Master UFO number within the New York area, you know, from 3 to 6. We were going to grow from the 15 number that was here today, right, to well over like 20 individuals, you know, within the watch event. And then essentially we were going to commit week by week by week by week at these watch events. We're going to grow from a single house, as you can see today. And then once we get from, you know, this 7, 8 to 20, move out to an actual center for us to have these weekly conventions and weekly watch events. Because understanding that once Philadelphia opens a meeting, it never shuts it. So with that being said, definitely want to introduce the next speaker, somebody really, really close, near and dear to myself. He's somebody who honestly had a lot of success. You know, has been able to walk away from corporate America, literally at age 26 years old. You may think that, you know, he was a straight shot to the moon, but it literally took him 15 months for him to get his first check. Right? But like he has so much heart, so much tenacity, went over all the way to the Hawaii leg of the tour, and really is a character of team building. So I definitely want to pass it to my man, KD.
All right, what's up, everybody? How we feeling? Right? All right. Thanks for that introduction, Steve. My name is Kevin, and I had the pleasure of flying out to Hawaii, right? And the reason... Right. The reason why I went out there is because it's the 3 incredible individuals, Dustin Suzuki, J-Boy Badua, and Russell Magliba, who made the commitment to come to World Conferences past February, and between the 3 of them purchased 15 tickets to this event. So these guys were committed to following the system. I need to fly out and support them because you cannot build a fire further than you're willing to, you know, carry the wood. A huge shout out to J-Boy, Larry, Janice, Zachary, the whole Badua family for their generosity and kindness for hosting me, you know. And I made it very clear to these guys, I'm not flying out for vacation. And that was hard to say, right, because it's Hawaii. But I said, no, we're coming here to work. We had meetings booked before my plane even landed, before my foot even hit the ground. We already had a book schedule. That same night I arrived, we had a group business exposure that was actually building into a larger group exposure the following night. Shout out to Dustin Suzuki, man. He showed an incredible plan, right? We booked dream board party, product events, right, corings, and just the results. Within 7 days, we showed the business and the product to 23 people, sold 5 tickets to this event, 3 new sponsorships, and 5 new customers, right, with a total of 14 people here today. And with the expectation moving forward, we're going to continue duplicating Master UFO, bringing more people to the major events, and having a weekly coring in person. Why? Because when Flushadelphia opens its doors for a meeting, it never closes its doors, right? So shout out to Team Flushadelphia, Hawaii. So with that, it's my pleasure to bring back up the man who inspired all of this and casted the vision for Flushadelphia to start this summer tour. And without his leadership and his vision, we would not be where we are today. So put your hands back together for Director Dritan Hodo.
Yeah, come on, join in on it. Market America, we still good? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling back there? What's the word? We're coachable, almost. Oh, yeah, he can take it. Yeah, JR can rep them. Yeah, Master UFO, baby. So, guys, incredible, right? Incredible. These guys lead by example. I told you, they just make me look a lot better than I am. So one more time, please, for these guys. They sacrificed a lot to make that happen over the summer. All right. All right, guys, so we continue. So G was what for your what? What does G stand for? There we go. What does R stand for? What does O stand for? What's the only option you got? Phase 1, right? The only option is phase 1. Now the most important letter is W, right? In 1963, the president of the US had a conference about putting a man on the moon. He contacted his chief scientist, 101 Bro, and he said, hey, it's never been done before. No one has ever put a man on the moon before. It's next to impossible. It's gonna be difficult. Can it be done? And 101 Bro said one simple phrase to him. You can do it if you have the will to do it. W stands for will. Nobody can motivate you if you're not willing to motivate yourself. Listen to me. Life is gonna have twists and turns. You gotta hold on tight and off you go. Market America is gonna take you for the ride of your life. It's gonna be emotional roller coaster every single day. But you gotta keep going, and you gotta keep going, and you gotta keep going. Why? Because your eye is on that prize. You keep your eye on that prize, right? Don't listen to people on the outside. There's gonna be a lot of people on the outside, and there's gonna be a lot of people generally talking, unproductive stuff. Most of them are unproductive, talking shit, trying to troll you. You keep your eye on the what? Eye on the what? Why? Because the biggest waste today in the world is what? It's human potential. The richest place in the world is what? The graveyard. And there's one virus. There's one virus that takes out human potential, and it's the biggest virus right now on the planet. And it's not the monkey one, and it's not C19. You know what it's called? It's called excusitis. This virus is so contagious, it'll give you a disease called broke-itis. Yo, it is crazy when I started the business, the amount of excuses I started collecting. Hey, right? Hey, D, I can't come to the meeting tomorrow. Why? What happened? Oh, I got a job. The reason you came into Market America is because you don't want a job. Just over broke, journey to broke, just obey boss, jump out of bed, right? Hey, D, I can't come to Saturday local. Why? You were good yesterday. No, my wife is pregnant. I said in one day? Hey, D, I can't come to international convention. Why? I got to spend time with my kids. The reason you came into Market America was for your kids. Don't let the same reason why you came into Market America be the same reason why you should not do Market America, huh? Right? Hey, D, Hey D, I can't join, I don't have 650. Well then go sell your 65-inch plasma TV or whatever you call it, right? Because if you don't have 650, you're in a financial emergency. You need Market America more than me. Hey D, I don't have the time. Well, how long do you want that problem for? Right? Excuses after excuses after excuses. You got to put this barrier over your ears where you don't let that come through, right? And the second you take this virus out of the system, guess what you start to see? Results. You start to see results every single day. No more excuses, guys. You got to go out there, right? You need to learn to take 100% full responsibility, right? Because the reason why you're not where you ought to be or meant to be is because of you. It's because of you. You're going to fall in this business, but you got to pick yourself back up. Every single day I go in front of the mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall. I set my goals, right? I will achieve them all. That's the bottom line. I might run, I might walk, I might crawl. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go after it and get every single one of them until I don't even say the word. I'm not going to put it out there, right? Right? Cancel, 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 right? Guys, why? Because your eye is on that prize. When you keep your eye on that prize, follow me? You keep your eye on that prize. When you take excuses out, guess what happens? You go into phase one, and you gotta practice being in phase one because practice makes back it up. Back it up. Practice makes better, right? Practice makes better. One of my favorite athletes, Michael Phelps, this guy's such a beast. 6 times a week, he would practice 6 hours a day, right? 6 hours a day. This guy, literally 2 times a day, he would literally practice and swim 8 miles a day, 50 miles a week. Eat, train, sleep, swim. Eat, train, sleep, swim. Eat, train, sleep, swim. Now, the most decorated swimmer, athlete, Olympian of all time, right? With 28 medals, all-time high in gold with 23 of them. Because practice makes what? Better. Practice makes better. Practice is the price that amateurs pay to become professional. Every single day. Every single day you got to be practicing and going into phase one, right? You got to work on your imperfections and polish those perfections because practice makes what? Practice makes better. The OG, the granddaddy right here, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines. Practice every single day. One of my role models and mentors, JR, leader of a company, the only difference between success and failure is that the successful person's willing to do what the failure was not willing to do. And when you practice, and when you practice, and when you practice, and when you practice, you start getting good at recruiting people. You start getting good at getting customers. You get better at promoting events. And you start to get better. You develop yourself and become better person every single day. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? You hit the position that you're looking for in Market America and you start to cruise. You start to cruise. When you hit the position in Market America where you're financially free, you start to cruise. This was my retirement party, guys, at 26 years old. To me, achieving this dream was my number one priority. Being with my parents and taking care of them was my number one priority. I see a lot of times people just don't succeed at high levels because it's just not enough a high priority. When I hear things like work-life balance, yeah, I love the concept too, bro, but I never experienced it. There's no such thing as balance when you're trying to achieve something incredible. You want a word? You know what it's called? It's called being obsessed, right? And people shame you about it. They'll guilt you about it. If you let them, they'll do that to me. Why? Because you cannot be free if you don't have residual income, period. You cannot be free. I wasn't even going to, I'll tell her the story anyway. I wasn't even going to say it. But listen, my mom, she turned 62 years old. 30 years of contributing to the United States GDP, 30 years into dumping into Social Security, double-digit percentages. Guess how much her Social Security is? Do you think it's more than $1,000 a month or less? Do you think it's more or less than $500 a month? 30 years of work. Guess how much? $257 a month. Oh, hold on. They had a bonus in the comp plan. They had a bonus in their comp plan. You know what they said? They said this. They said, my mom's like, well, that can't be right. That can't be right. I'm going to go back. She went back. She said, I worked like this. Oh, you're right, ma'am. You're right. I'm sorry. You're married, right? Yeah. Have you been married for a couple decades now? Yeah. Oh, you get a bonus. $80 extra a month. They gave you a marriage bonus. Whoa. $325 a month. Take note. I'm going to say it very slowly for you. Take note. Seriously. In this country, you cannot be free if you don't have residual income. Period. Because when you have a residual income, you're good, right? G-O-D, you gotten out of debt. Number two, you and your family are free. That's it. That's it, right? But don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted. Even though you're cruising, you're still working, all right? Right? Because once upon a time, there was a fox that saw a rabbit in the jungle, and it said, that rabbit looks tasty. Let me get after a rabbit. So I started chasing the rabbit, right? Didn't catch the rabbit. Second day, he said, all right, I'm going to get the rabbit today. Started chasing the rabbit. Didn't catch a rabbit. Third day, didn't catch a rabbit. Fourth day, didn't catch a rabbit. Fifth day, didn't catch a rabbit. Sixth day, didn't catch a rabbit. The fox gave up. The fox went up to the rabbit hole, said, rabbit hole. I cracked myself up. You got to have fun, right? The fox went up to the hole, right? And it was too big to get in, and said, hey, rabbit, I ran after you for 6 days. I didn't catch you. What's your secret? You know what the rabbit said? Hey, Mr. Fox, even if you ran after me for 60 days, you wouldn't have caught me. And why is that? Well, why'd you run after me? Well, I ran after you because I was hungry. No. Why'd you run after me? I told you I ran after you because I was hungry. Here's the reason, Mr. Fox, why you couldn't catch me. You ran after me for your desire. I ran for my life. When you come into Market America, this is a part-time business, but you need a full-time work ethic, right? FVP is not for the chosen few, it's for the few that choose, right? You come in this business, you need to run for your life for this business. You can't let nothing stop you. You can't let the weather stop you. You can't let the wind stop you. You can't let rejection stop you. You can't let objection stop you. You can't let ridicule stop you. You can't let nothing stop you. You got to keep moving and moving and moving like your life actually depends on it, because you know what? Guess what? One day, it just might. This is where you build your dynasty. This is where you build your legacy. Legacy. Let every generation after celebrate you, right? This is where it happens. This is where it happens. You work hard here. You work hard here. Listen to me. You work hard here. You run for your life until your bank account looks like your phone number. You work hard here. You run for your life until you no longer have to introduce yourselves. You work hard here. You run for your life until your great grandkids can point to your picture and say, because that man, because that woman, we're free today. This is Market America. Right? Let me remind you something. You're a freaking shark. I was a little itty bitty shark in a little aquarium. Market America took me out and made me into a big shark. I was a little pussy cat, and now I'm a lion. And when you're a lion, you attract lions. Any lions in the room today? Let me hear it. Let me hear you. And when you're a lion, you're gonna have haters out there, haters, having anger towards everyone reaching success. It doesn't matter, because you got the best products, the best comp plan, the best management team on the planet. You go out there with posture in phase one with this gold brick of Market America, start getting it to people. You go out there, whatever position that you're in, start building your residual future today. You understand me? Right? You feel me? Who feels me on that? Right? Listen, this is way bigger than you and me. This isn't about us at all. You gotta understand something. This is not about us at all. This is about global impact. This is about contribution. This is about impacting the world, what we got in our hands. This is about the chain of destiny. Why? You might be thinking, what the hell is this crazy barking like Albanian doing up on stage? Why the hell is he barking to me about phase one, staying in it, going in it, accelerate? I gotta take you all the way back to understand what you're a part of. You gotta understand the history of this. It started with J.R. Lauren, right? It started with the company. These guys, they started the company. J.R. had a guy hunting him down, trying to get in the business, J.R. was like, yo, you gotta get him to the event, right? God rest his soul. Director Rick Hannon comes into the business. Rick, right? Rick saw the vision. He got fired up at the event. He said, oh my goodness, like the possibility here is insane with what we got with this company and this leadership. It's nuts. He told some people, who told some people, who told some people, right? Who got this wonderful lady in the business, the first Chinese distributor, right? She couldn't even speak English. She didn't understand anything at the event. She got to an event. She came, she didn't understand anything, but she understood. You know what she did? She felt the heart of the company. You feel me? Right? She felt the integrity of the company. And then she was like, this is gonna be big, right? She started telling some people, who told some people, who told some people, got fired up. Eventually led to this beautiful couple, Amber Yang and Michael Liu, right? Amber Yang and Michael Liu. Amber was like, hey, I love the opportunity, got in the business, but wasn't really into the business, came to an event. Here, JR talked about becoming the hero of your own life. She said, I will be the hero of my own life. And now eventually became my mentor. And now, guys, 63, the senior executive field vice president, 63,000 every month, right? Leadership expert, ladies and gentlemen, the champ on leadership, on your feet. Let's give it up for Amber Yang.
First of all, I want to thank you, Lauren, JR, and the corporate team for the invite. Love you too. Love you too. It's such a great honor to share stage with a group of entrepreneurs whom I love dearly and respect highly. I was a nutritionist, worked for the state of New York. Started this business when Market America was 10 years old, so 20 years journey. My first convention was right at this Coliseum. As a matter of fact, I sat at the same section I'm sitting today. Watching the 3 days event unfold right in front of me, I was sold. As a first generation immigrant, I told myself, I'm not building this business for the 300, for the 600. I'm building this business to set my family free. It is a totally different game. I start with a few things. First, slowly study the compensation plan. I mean, study. Ironically, there are a few unfranchised owners have been in the business for a while, still don't understand how Market America pay you. If I give you a notepad and pen, you cannot show me why there's the money, where the money come from, what's the steps, how I turn this income to be an ongoing income. Please do not complain you can't find partners. You're not supposed to. As Jara said, all the money is in the plan. I also threw myself into the GMTSS. I had no business experience at all before I started Market America. But guess what? I'm humble to learn. I'm humble to learn. I show up at every event, English, Chinese, for 3-hour driving distance radius. I will be there. I also put my hands on every single book and audios and CDs out there I can find to educate myself. Why? Because from the compensation plan, I know everything started from me. Everything started from me. My understanding of the business, the essence of all business is about solve problems. Do you agree? Essence of all business. So therefore, based on some strengths, the foundation of unfranchised business, if I can make the next person looks better, feel better, I start to make money. As simple as that. For people looking for build up retail profit to build customers, remember 2 words, use and share. In today's world, that's all you need, use and share. Now, for me to increase my income, that's when the people power step in, start to build team. For me to make an ongoing income, an income I can pass on to my kids, someone from my team, left and right, have to make money, period. Have to make money. So therefore, the ultimate product of this business is leadership. The ultimate skill set is team building. What is my taking of leadership? You know why this team is so standing out? Because every leader is leading by examples. They never forget they are UFO first. Quite often, we got so carried away by those pin levels. I'm a director, I have to act as a director. I'm a national, I have to act as a national. But please, act as a UFO first. We can never ever forget, every one of us, so I don't care how much money you make, every one of us is UFO at all time. Second, you have to care. I know nowadays, we all have that kind of attitude. I don't give a shit, I don't care. It's okay, if you don't care, I don't care. However, if you're determined to become a leader, you have to care. If you don't care, nobody gonna follow you. Nobody. If you don't care about me, why am I following you? The biggest contribution you can give to your team is standing in front of them, telling them, I made it. I made it, follow me, you're gonna be there as well. It's a business. At the end of the day, show me the money. Result talks, money never lies. Be the beacon. In my team, if you make money, you think you're a leader, you don't show up at a GMTSS, I become angry. In my world, you just committed a crime. You just committed a crime. You make the money, you need to show up. Why? Because our team see us as hope. They see, definitely, we represent hope. We represent hope and the dreams. Future them. So show up. Show up, people see us, they see hope, and they will stay, they will continue to build. This is one of the questions I've been asked quite often, how to build a team. Frankly, I don't know. When I started Market America, my older one was 3, my younger one's 1. I was a young mom. For the parents out there, we all drive to be the best mom and dad we could be. However, none of us went to school for that, right? When my son was born, I decided I'm gonna do 2 things. One, I will be the best of myself. My son may be young, but not dumb. Second, I'm gonna give them all the love and the support. And that is exactly how I build my team. Be the best of myself and give them all the love and support. I believe in culture. I believe in principle. I believe in integrity. I think those values are more important than how to make this call, right? And those skills. Therefore, I'm into, okay, this is me. This is how I grow myself, how I drive myself. I'm looking for a partner to go along. I also want to shout out to my senior partner, Minlu, Johnson Lee, and Jenny. Work together. We build a very united, cohesive, and a warm environment. People will not perform if they don't feel safe and secure. It's our job to make that happen. I want my teammates walk into this team they don't need to worry about other things. All they need to focus on is how I grow myself, how I build a skill set. If you fail, trust me, I'm here. Got you. I got you. I got you. All right? People are always more important than things. If we screw up this appointment, we screwed up. But as long as we learn something from it, we're all fine. Move on. Tomorrow is another day. My teammates are the most important value asset of all I have. Trust, communicate, and recognize. When you set the culture right, when you have that spirit, duplication start, new leader emerge, team will grow. That being said, please help me welcome to the stage one of the good friends of mine, personally mentored Dritan and his team, Director of Market America, newest member of $1 Million Club, Mr. Tom Lin.
I was introduced to the business by one of my workers. I'm a restaurant owner for 31 years. I attended the first event presented by our great leader, Menu. After the 45 years plan versus the 2 to 3 year plans, then I realized that I want 2 to 3 year plans. And then, as a traditional business owner, I compare my traditional business buffet restaurant versus our unfranchised business. Look at the chart that I created. Right away, I find out I have to invest over $5,600,000 in order to open my buffet restaurant business, which is a 6,000 square feet restaurant. But unfranchised business only now is a $495, right? Plus $200 of tickets. Give us a training system. So then, no brainer. I start this business right away, second day. Then, look at the operation cost in my buffet restaurant. I have to pay out over $45,000 every month. That's really stressful. That's a really huge risk. Then, what about unfranchised business? Per month, you have math, $21.95, right? Plus a renewal every year. So little of the risk. Actually, for me, there's no risk. So then, what about the time? I have to invest, hours, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was married to the business. I did not have time to spend with my family. I remember my kids, they growing up with the grandparents. They don't speak Mandarin Chinese. Then I'm the person that really of the price of the education. But I feel so sorry. I have no time to spend with the family to teach them. Then what about the market American businesses? I'm franchised 10 to 15 hours, start a part-time, flexible. What about the leverage? The most of the leverage is about 15 my employees. I'm franchised business, unlimited potential of partners. Look at our Philadelphia team, right? I mean, I don't know them, any one of them. Everybody call me Uncle Tom. I'm so great because in my unfranchised business, I have a lot of nephews and nieces. I mean, they are leveraged, right? So payroll, I have to pay per month $50,000. The payrolls. What about here? No payroll, no payroll. What about system? No system in my traditional business. No duplication. If I teach someone becomes a master in the running restaurant business, people who open up right across the street from me. I remember when I have my first buffet restaurant, within that 3 years, there are 8 buffet restaurants surrounding my restaurant. There's a competition. Here is helping each other. Duplicate, right? Then, at the end, my traditional business, one day I sell my restaurant. My income from pretty good dropped to zero. Zero. I have to depend on my saving. But what about this unfranchised business? We can build a team, then we can have what? Substantial, ongoing, the income, So the key is what? First, you have to find out why, your desire. We want to build wealth instead that the money, right? In the shop.com, unfranchised business. Then so grateful for in past of the 2 years. Everything hit restaurant industry. We have to force to close down for 7 months. When we reopen restaurant, then the bills, we were paying over hundreds of thousands of the bills waiting for me to pay. But I'm so grateful I built shop.com business when I didn't need it. I prepared it for the rainy day. So I was free. So I don't need to worry about that. So, the key is building the team, building the business that we don't need it. So we have so wonderful partners. Next, let me re-welcome, bring it back, our great leader, my friends, Dritan and Hodo. Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for these incredible mentors, Tom Lin and Amber Yang. One more time. I know my time's wrapping up. We're still good. You guys with me? You with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? All right. So we continue, guys, with the chain of destiny. The chain of destiny, right? Tom led to this lady. Oh, she has a special place in my heart. Aunt Linda. We call her Aunt Linda. She started in 2008. She had such a big heart. She fronted 3 tickets for some broke kids that had no money, that were crying because they couldn't get tickets. She willingly gave those tickets. The tickets ended up moving to someone that you don't see here. That's my sponsor. He quit. Yeah, it's right. He quit. Right, but it's okay, right? Because what did the event do? He wasn't gonna even introduce me to the business. He thought I was gonna be negative, cynical, skeptical. I'm Albanian after all. That's what's in our DNA, right? He wasn't, but he went to an event. He got some courage. He got some oomph, He came and introduced me, led to me. 2011, led to me got me to a meeting in North Philly. They talked about getting started. They talked about changing your life. They talked about getting to the convention. I got started. They said, I need to be coachable. I said, okay. They said, you got to go to convention. I said, okay. I went and it changed my life. It changed my life. Yo, what if Vicky Lee didn't go? What if Vicky was like, Rick, I got a headache, I'm sick, I can't go? Then what if Joanne Shi didn't go? What if Min Lu didn't go? What if Amber Yang didn't go? Flushing, Taiwan, Asia markets wouldn't be part of this company right now, right? Guys, your role is not to be in those seats. Right? Your role is that you're participating in a chain of destiny right now, and anyone that does not fulfill on the promise of attending the next event, you break the chain. If these people wouldn't have won, I wouldn't be on this stage training you right now. Right? And there wouldn't be some other people in Market America right now. There wouldn't be a team of directors in Market America right now. If any of these directors, right, wouldn't have broken the promise, they wouldn't be here. Think about it, guys. How do you build this? How do you build this? Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was certainly built one brick at a time. You go out there, you build your business one brick at a time. You go out there, you get that next customer. You go out there, you get that next recruit. You go out there, you promote the next event. You go out there and become a better version of yourself every single day, because it's the power of 1 degree of separation. 211 degrees, water's hot. 212 degrees, water starts to boil. 1 degree, hot, Boiling steam. Steam powers locomotives, right? 1 degree of separation makes all the difference in market America. That 1 degree of effort makes all the difference. 1 extra invite, 1 extra follow-up, 1 extra Zoom, 1 extra ticket, 1 extra book, 1 extra audio. The power of one. One of my favorite poems, right? One thing can literally change the world. 1 song can spark a moment. 1 bird can herald the spring. 1 tree can start a forest. 1 flower can make you sing. 1 smile can start a friendship. 1 word can frame your goal. 1 star can guide the sailor. 1 handshake can uplift the soul. 1 vote can change a nation. 1 sunbeam can lighten the room. 1 candle can remove darkness. 1 laugh can remove gloom. 1 step can start a journey. 1 whisper starts a prayer. 1 opportunity can change your life. 1 touch can show you care. 1 voice can speak with wisdom. 1 heart can know what is true. 1 life can make a difference. You see, it's all up to you. Big things are built 1 brick at a time. Victory is achieved 1 battle at a time. A life well lived is chosen 1 day at a time. So my family, go out there, build your residual empire 1 brick, 1 ticket at a time. God bless.